duty of the collective management organization is that they license the use of the works owned by music owners to music users and also collect money on behalf of these music owners. And that is what brings me to the reason why the Nigerian Copyright Commission sent out that statement as a warning to disc jockeys that are performing works without collecting licenses and everything. Hello guys, my name is DeeJays, an entertainment lawyer and music publisher based in Lagos State, Nigeria. You're welcome back to my mini educational series where I talk about everything entertainment law, music publishing and the music business in general. So some weeks ago, like the beginning of this month, the Nigerian Copyright Commission, that's the body in charge of copyright and intellectual property in Nigeria, they released a statement regarding the unauthorized use of sound recordings and musical works in Nigeria by disc jockey. I didn't want to make the video when the statement first came out, but I'm like, okay, let me just educate people on what the commission is talking about and how DJs can avoid being caught in the hassle or being caught by the law as regards copyright infringement and all. So guys, this is a copy of the statement saying warning to DJs on public performance of music without license. The attention of the Nigerian Copyright Commission has been drawn to the practice of some disc jockeys, DJs, to publicly perform music without obtaining the requisite copyright license from right holders or their approved collective management organizations. And this will bring me to talking about what a collective management organization is and what are their duties. So the first things first, what are collective management organizations? Simply put, collective management organizations are organizations that fight for the rights of right holders. I don't want to go into the details, but very simple and straightforward. The organization set up statutorily or voluntarily to fight for the rights of right holders like musicians, artists, performers, instrumentalists, filmmakers, actors. There's the Actors Guild of Nigeria. If you're very popular, if you are based in Nigeria. I know you've heard of Copyright Society of Nigeria, you've heard of MCSN. They are all collective management organizations that help to fight for the rights of right holders that are registered with them, music owners and all of that. And also collective management organization can come in so many forms. There are performance rights organizations, that's your popular BMI, ASCAP, BN, CESAC, PRS UK, Irish Music Rights Organizations. The ones we have in Nigeria is COSON, is MCSN. There is Mechanical Rights Organization, that is Music Publishers Association of Nigeria. Also in Nigeria, there is MCPS, there is MLC, Mechanical Licensing Collective, based in the United States. Those are mechanical rights organizations, and they are all collective management organizations that help to fight for the rights of right holders registered with them. And so what are the duties of collective management organizations? So these organizations basically track and monitor the use of work. So they go to establishments, they go to places that they feel that the works registered to them are being used, and they try to monitor and track how much is being used and how they can also get royalties for the use of those work by music users. So another duty of the collective management organization is that they license the use of the works owned by music owners to music users and also collect money on behalf of these music owners. And that is what brings me to the reason why the Nigerian Copyright Commission sent out that statement as a warning to disc jockeys that are performing works without collecting licenses and everything. For example, now you need to also understand that there are different kind of uses of copyright. There is a private use and there is a public and commercial use. So for example, now if you have a private cinema in your house, or you set up a private viewing center in your house where you invited family, you invited friends, close colleagues and works for a viewing night or for a movie night and all of that, the event was not monetized and it was just within your inner circle. So you guys set up like a private cinema, or you set up a projector or your TV, everybody watch, it was free food, feeding and all of that. So that will quantify as private use because it was not accessible to the public. The viewing center that was set up in your home was not accessible to the public, number one, and number two, the event, the little movie night you did was not monetized. So that will count as private use. But the moment when that viewing center is accessible to any member of the public, and you are asking people to pay before they come and watch a movie in your house, that will quantify as public and commercial, because one, is accessible to the public, and two, it is monetized. So you guys need to understand this and all of that. So if you as a DJ, you are invited to an event, maybe like a small work party, like you are invited to a place, a business place of work, for a small workers get together, it wasn't accessible to other members of the public, it was just a small bonding session, I would classify that as a private use. But when you are invited for a proper event, there is a setup, is monetized, people are paying for tickets and all of that. As a DJ, before you play any song in that event, you have to make sure that you have collected a blanket license from the performing rights organization that its territory is in the place you are playing that music is, or is in Nigeria. So if, for example, now you're invited for like a very big party and all of that and all, you need to make sure that you have collected you've paid for a blanket license from MCSN, Mechanical Copyright Society of Nigeria. That's like the body in charge of licensing of songs. You need to have collected a blanket license for them that would take you for the whole year. I don't really know how they do their process, so you'll be free to play any music at any place you're invited to play, because if you don't get a license for the public use of those works, if you don't pay the music owners for the use of that work, you are infringing on the copyright of the person, and the infringement could be a civil case or a criminal case, depending, because the circular says that you are either entitled to a fine of 1 million naira, or you will go to jail for less than 5 years. So you need to put that in mind. So I think the Nigerian Copyright Commission says there is an association for DJs where you can get a blanket license. Also, this law doesn't just apply to disc jockeys alone, it also applies to event center. You're at an event center where they host parties, they host events, big events, they host wedding and celebration and all of that. You as an event center too need to get a license from the performing rights organization to allow music to be played to people in your establishment. Same as hotels, same as what they call it, clubs, lounges, bars in Nigeria. They are also required to get a blanket license, even to play a movie, a Nollywood movie from African Magic DSTV. You have to get a license from the AVRS, that's Audiovisual Rights Society of Nigeria, in charge of movie and all of that. You have to get a license for them to be able to play any of these movies in your establishment in Nigeria. If you as much as put a TV in your office, at the reception of your office, and public users, like people from outside, can come in and watch, it's commercial use and it's also public use. So you need to be careful, because there's a very thin line between private use and commercial use and all of that and all. So I hope that this video has actually brought clarity to why that statement was released, and I hope that DJs do the right thing. So thank you guys for watching. I can't wait to see you guys next time. Bye guys.